As we're here at Stonewall, I'd love to start with what it means to each of you to be here at the Stonewall Inn.
Yeah, it's really cool to be here at the Stonewall Inn. This is my first time. It's obviously such a historic place for LGBTQ history. And to be here with all of my season 10 sisters is truly an honor. How about you?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mistress Isabelle Brooks, and I'm from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15 and All Stars 10. And to be here, it's your honor. Thank you.
It's your honor.
And touching on a little bit what we were talking about upstairs, like how political do you see drag, or do you see it as an act of resistance, particularly in this time?
Yeah, I mean, drag, obviously, in its roots, is an act of rebellion. It comes from an underground space, subversive, and meant to really question thought and question everything that you've known to be socialized in your life. And right now, obviously, with our administration, it feels even more important to really like push those boundaries and question those thoughts and really like be queer and representative because a lot of kids are needing that right now in the world.
I think I have a very different opinion than most of my colleagues. I think a lot of people feel like their drag has to be politically driven, and mine just so happens to be that it's not, but it is at the same time. I think that I offer people an escape as far as through my drag and my entertainment, and I really do everything for myself, and I just think other people happen to get enjoyment from it, which has worked very well for my career thus far. But I feel like a big mistake people get is that we do have this platform of being on Drag Race, and they expect us to be role models and politicians, but that's not always the case. I think that some of us, everyone brings a different thing to the table as far as their drag and what we do for the community. And I like to think when you tune into Mistress or Eleanor, I offer, an escape from reality, and I give you an escape from everything happened politically. And when you come see me, you're gonna have a good time. And I think that's what's really needed in this political climate.
But what role do you think Drag Race has to play at this time when there is a lot of pushback against our community?
Yeah, I think drag race and drag as a whole, I think, is always going to just be kind of punk rock in a sense, where we really are boundary pushers and we're the ones who kind of make the culture. And I think a lot of people feel like I don't know. I'm from Texas, where it is a red state and it is kind of scary to live in. But weirdly enough, being from Texas, at least in Houston, I think that the same people who fight against drag being in the culture and like drag queen story hour are the same ones fighting for freedom at large anyway. So I think that I have a differing opinion of where some people are really scared to be in red states or like to visit Texas, but living amongst it, it's kind of like not everyone's as bad as you seem. Just like people use drag and gay culture as fear mongering, I think that the same could be said for straight people. And I think that it's time for us as gay people to also give straight people a chance. No shade.
Honestly, T. Listen, Drag Race is really just able to influence so much in modern day pop culture, and it really does stand as like the kind of premier place where so many queer people get to be featured on one television show. So that representation is so important, and I just think that that's really good right now with everything going on in the world. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think also too, it's like I was saying earlier. I think that people fail to realize that drag and gay culture, all of us are intertwined in just pop culture in general. So at this point, you don't have to just tune into Drag Race to see one of us. We literally are actual like kind of we change what it means to be a celebrity. I think that celebrities don't really exist in our day and age, but so many of us are able to be seen on social media, YouTube, Instagram, out of drag, in drag. So having this platform, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to Drag Race stuff to get our point of view. So I think it's not about changing people's perception or Drag Race giving us this platform because we are the culture.
You better say that.
And I think being here at Stonewall, it's a local bar for some folks. It's almost like the world's local bar because everyone has heard about it. For each of you, where was your first sort of queer bar or club where you felt like, oh, I feel like I'm at home now?
That's a good question. I grew up in Chicago. At least my queer nightlife crew grew up in Chicago, and I first experienced community at a place called Berlin Nightclub. Rest in peace, it no longer exists, but it was truly like the space for queer people in Chicago, not just gay people, queer people that were doing artistic, subversive things, and it was really fun and cool, and it was such an honor to come from that place. Yeah, so shout out to Berlin in Chicago.
I'm from Houston, Texas, where gay culture is absolutely it's just engraved into every gay fag's mind. I started doing drag when I was like 17, and I remember I started drag at South Beach, Houston, which is my home bar now. Drag Race has been on air for 16 years, and I'm the only girl to ever come from Houston, Texas, which is crazy, because Houston is such a big city, and there's just so many queens. So yeah, South Beach will forever and always be home. If you're ever in Houston, Texas, come see us at South Beach. We have a monthly show where I bring all the Rue girls, and it's always a kiki.
Super fun.
Thanks so much. That's so
Yeah, no worries. Thank
Oh, that's
you.
great.